Hey YouTube, it's time for Halloween Horror Nights again, and you might be wondering, where are our review videos? Well, you can see here.
And I've got my own. We are now officially employees of Universal Studios.
Or team members, or as they say for Halloween Horror Nights, we are Scream members. So we are both working at Halloween Horror Nights this year as house attendants. I am at the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
And I'm at Ghost Town, the Curse of Lightning Gulch.
So we're various positions inside and outside. Unfortunately, that means that I'm not comfortable bringing the camera through like I have in the past, now that I've sort of perfected the whole art of hiding the camera. So I'm sorry, I'm not going to be doing any house walkthroughs this year. Maybe I'll do some photography with the
Unmasking the
Horror tour. Yeah. We're probably going to do some review videos soon. Not going to be as many as last year because that took us 2 very long days to shoot and weeks of editing, and they were kind of up late. And I think there were some videos I never even just finished because there was just so much stuff, and most of them didn't get that many views.
Yeah, it was a lot of work for it. Didn't end up being worth it.
We're probably going to do our standalone Bill and Ted review because that does pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a everything review, split up. We'll see what happens. But it's not going to be 2 videos for every house because that seemed like a good idea until I had to edit all that stuff.
Yeah, and then like I said, they got like 50 some odd views or less, and
some of them are really bad.
It just wasn't worth it.
Now the walkthroughs, the Asylum in Wonderland and the Run, Blood, Sweat, and Tears have been my top 10 ever since last year. So,
but now we're the people who try to stop the recordings.
Yeah.
So and neither one of us want to screw this up.
No.
At least in my case, this is a bit of a dream job. I'm working for an event I love.
Well, I would say that'd be for both of us, really.
Yeah. So neither one of us want to screw this up. So we're following the rules as best we can. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that means that there'd be thousands of views I'm not going to get, and a little bit of revenue. But of course, we're getting paid to be at Halloween Horror Nights. It's going to be way more than I'll ever get from YouTube.
Yeah.
But I hope you understand, and I just want to say, for the few people who have already commented, thank you very much for asking for the videos. It shows that you guys really look forward to our videos every year, and we really appreciate that because we put a lot of time into it. This is a quick video. I just put up a few things, and I'm still working on the background for it. The reason why we haven't done any review videos yet is I have not yet gone through the event, and I might not go into the event for at least another week or more. So I don't know how the event is. I know how our house is. The Texas Chainsaw is pretty cool, but I've only walked through during a work shift so far, so I was focusing on what I needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
I walked through Halloween quickly with the lights on because we finished training early that day. From what I saw of the Halloween house, it looks really awesome, but that's with the lights on and no scare actors, so that looks pretty cool. I don't know anything about any other houses. I've kind of breezed through a couple of scare zones. That's about all I know right now.
I was lucky enough to have opening night off, so I have seen a lot of the houses. I want to say, just speaking as a fan of the event, it's very, very strong this year. I'm a little biased, but I think my house, Ghost Town, is going to be a big hit. Just because working inside the house, I've seen nothing but positive, strong reaction from every single room. Like, especially one room, I guess I can say it's called the threesome room. If you come to a room with a bed, get ready because that room has had just strong, positive reaction, like, all the time from what I've seen.
So, sometimes we're in the houses. A lot of times we're outside of the houses taking tickets, checking tickets. We're kind of all over right now. They're just finding people's strengths. I hope to be in the house from now on because it's just I like being there. I like watching the scare actors.
Yeah.
everybody does great in their roles as scare actor, but there's this little subtle differences that one person brings to the same exact role, and over the night we get to see the cast change out, and suddenly the guy who runs out of the door is shorter or taller, or they just do it a different way. I just find it fascinating to watch them and to see how every single scare actor brings their little bit of something to that same exact character doing the same exact thing. So that's one of the things I like about being in the house.
Yeah, I'm with him. I prefer working inside the house, and you do gain an appreciation from just even standing there for a few minutes. You hear a loop, and you realize that scare actor is doing that same thing.
Yeah.
Several times in a few minutes.
We knew that was the case, but it's even more often than probably we thought. Now, I've mentioned this in another video. You probably thought we lived in Orlando before. Well, we didn't, but we do now.
We lived 210 miles away.
About 230 miles away. Going depending on if we go at 95 or the Turnpike.
Mm-hmm.
So now we live. We're not going to say how close, but very, very close.
Mm-hmm. Now we are Orlando residents.
Yes. And because of that, I'm going to go, starting with team preview night, which we both worked, I'm going to go to the event either working or as a guest all 32 nights. Now you're thinking 31 nights, right? Well, again, I'm counting team member preview night, so it's 32 nights, which is pretty crazy because the event started as Fright Nights in 1991 as 3 nights. And now it's Now it's 31 to the public, 32 total.
Yeah.
And they had 2 shows the night before team preview night, which I heard when I was going around training, but we didn't get to see it, unfortunately. So, you have seen Bill and Ted. I have not. So as soon as we both watch it, we're gonna come back and I'm gonna try to make a more interesting background and do that. So. But working for Universal is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of jobs that I was worried about. There are way more variations on the Express Pass than I realized there are. And I was really worried about checking those. And this pass is good, and this pass is not good. But it's kind of corny, like we support you and all that, but it really is. Anytime that I've had a problem, there's always another team member or the team leader right there, and they've been helping me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. This is one of the few jobs I've ever been, hey, I get to go to work. Yeah. Most of the time it's like, oh, I got to go to work. I got to deal with all this nonsense. And
I have this coming Saturday off, and I'm thinking about, I'm going to try to work instead of going to the event, just because I need the money, but also we've been coming to Halloween Horror Nights all these years and enjoying it as a guest.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool now that we get to be on the other side and help other people enjoy the event. So yeah. That's always fun.
So it's sort of like we as employees know how the guest feels and the kind of experience they want to have, whereas in other jobs, we maybe understood that, but at the same time, it wasn't that relatable to us, I suppose because there's a disconnect, at least in my industry, it was the restaurant industry, I figured the guests did not understand what the staff had to do to make their experience good. It's a little bit different. It's, I think the guests can easily understand what the staff has to do, and that in turn, makes us want to help them better.
And to flip that around, actually, I wanted to thank everybody who's watching who comes as a guest. Everybody who's come through has been amazing. Mm-hmm. I was a little unsure about my job as merger, where basically I'm the person who stops the regular line and lets the express line go through, and stops the express line. And anytime I needed to stop someone, everyone's like, all right.
Yeah.
And then one moment, please. The line is backing up. Okay. And somebody came by last night, saw a piece of trash on the ground, instead of just walking past it, they picked it up and put it in the recycling bin for us, which is nice. So it's been a great experience on as far as other team members and other guests. If we don't know the answer, they're like, that's okay. So, all right. So as soon as we both experience the event, I'm going to set up a little bit more of a background, the usual black or something. I'm in a way smaller apartment, so it's going to be tricky this year. So thank you again for watching this. Thank you again for asking for our reviews. I'm glad you enjoy it. Right. So, anything else?
Just I just want to say again, this is a bit of a dream job. I had to uproot and move to Central Florida to do this, but I think it was a wise decision, and I think the both of us are hoping that this will turn to a good career.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I'll just be laying around in my apartment bored, and like, I'm gonna go ride a ride at Universal, and a short time later, I'm there.
Yep.
And we also get into Busch Gardens.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool because it's been a long time since we walked into Universal and didn't know where anything is. So it was good going back as an experience. We went into Busch Gardens. We've never been there before, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that helps us remember how it is for the guests coming for the first time.
Which I had to experience. I was one of the people outside of the house saying, "Hey, come on in." And people came up to me and said, "Well, where's this? Where's that?" And just being so used to the park, I said, "Okay, well, you go through Central Park," and people were like, "Oh, okay, well, go through Lair of the Banshee, and then you're going to turn right, you're going to see a SpongeBob store, and then you keep going, and that's Halloween." Yeah. So, being experienced with the park helps a lot in those instances, and then just understanding, like if this is the first time the guest has ever been in the park, how to explain to them where to go.
Yeah. And there's a couple of things that are new this year because the building for Disaster is
gone.
This was a disaster. It collapsed.
Yep.
No, they tore it down. So a couple of the scare zones are in a different place than we're used to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's different as well. So I will get some video of the scare zones, but by the time I finally do that, there'll be like 100,000 other videos of them up. But I'm going to do what I can when I walk through as soon as I can and get those posted. So
well, just remember this guy actually knows how to photograph and video, so it might be better quality than some of the other videos.
We hope so, but I was pretty quick getting the Halloween Horror Nights store up. I actually was going to go back today, and then it rained. So, but I just kind of ran through quickly with my video camera because later that day was a team member preview night, and I didn't have time to really walk around, just get video, come back here, edit it, put it up, and then go back to work.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I think that's it for today. Yeah. So again, thank you for watching, and we're going to put those videos up as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Okay, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think we got all our points across.
But I forgot about...
Oh, I forgot to say this too.
All right, okay, you ready?
Yep.